Hello, my beautiful rainbow people. Welcome back to the Potsmoker's Bible. My name is Zion. I'm the author of the Potsmoker's Bible, which contains the prophetic book of Zion, where I get my name and authority. It comes from the Ketuvim, or Hebrew text. I use the King James Version of the Christian Bible, however, to put together the prophecy of Israel from the scattered testimony of the various Old Testament prophets. It became the book of Zion. I found contained within it a set of instructions that I was uniquely qualified to undertake. So I did. And to finalize the prophecy of Israel, to fulfill the prophecy, I am to publish peace, which is what I'm doing here on YouTube and social media by reading to you from the unpublished manuscripts that I have written, the Potsmoker's Bible, which is the commentary and dissertation to the Book of Zion, which is the prophecy of Israel. And I'm reading to you today from the 27th chapter of the Potsmoker's Bible. It contains the 24th and final chapter of the Book of Zion. And I'm going to take up where I left off. It begins like this. We humans have nothing to fear from the grave. God has returned as promised. If you truly believe in God, you have nothing to fear. God is back. The gray are here. We humans have been duped by our greedy, power-hungry elite, who have used fear to maintain control, and they have made matters much, much worse. We need to rejoice, not fear. God is back. Everything we believe about God tells us that if we trust in God, God will love us. If we follow God's laws, He will bless us. We only have to fear God if we do things that anger Him. So, be good. Do whatever God requires. Then, God will save you from all harm. You don't have to fear God, i.e., you don't have to fear the gray. We have always known that. It's not the people of Earth that have reason to fear the gray. The elite of our planet are in harm's way. They have defied God. They have attacked God. They have prevented first contact and intergalactic integration. They have defied intergalactic law and jeopardized the lives of the entire planet. Only the elite that rule this society have reason to fear the gray, the god of Earth. When first contact is made, people will rejoice in the return of their ancient gods. We will be taught the truth of our identity and our place in the universe. We will have an entirely new future to embrace. The return of God is the answer to not only our prayers, but our hopes and dreams for the future of our race. Don't fear God. Rejoice in the return of our gray-blue gods. Once the gods have returned, the human population will be advised of just how dire our situation truly is. We will be asked if we want their help to correct as best what they can, and to provide aid for our survival, which will give them authority to act in our best interest. By giving our consent, we let them do what must be done to save us. By accepting their aid, we are being given a place in their society. We accept their laws, their authority, and their familiar bond. They are our creators. They genetically engineered us long ago. We are part of their family. We are their children. We accept them as Father Race and God. They help us save ourselves by making the hard choices for us. It's the hard choices that will be necessary to save us that will be seen as the vengeance of God. It is imperative that we stop all non-essential factory work. We must stop polluting our atmosphere. Every single atom of carbon and methane counts. We must stop producing non-essential junk. The destruction of the factories would be a blessing to life on this planet. It is our hard choice that must be done, or we will all die. So, when we make first contact and agree to become members of the space society beyond Earth, we give the universal government the authority to end our money-based primitive manufacturing methods. Vengeance from the mindset of those guilty with everything to lose, but agreed to by the population at large. This destruction will save lives. It will destroy the social order that entitles the elite at the expense of the masses. The poor will receive vital aid. A new social order will be established, which will create a balance of power that provides for all life for all time. Life will be forever saved by destroying the elite's power base. Isaiah 35:5 goes on, Then the eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf shall be unstopped. Nuclear power wasn't the only technology we received. Much of our medical advances come from the Gray. Since the Gray rejected the governments, they have been inspiring advances in medicine. Many of our modern medical equipment comes from the government exchange, and others have been gifted through telepathy and dreams and inspiration. That's in part to this inspiration. We have LASIK surgery to cure blindness, and we can amplify sounds to enhance hearing in the deaf. So the blind can now see, and the deaf can now hear things they couldn't hear before. This first is realized. But it also speaks of ignorance. When we go beyond what we are taught about God, Gray, and human spiritual growth, we open our mind's eye and are no longer blinded by ignorance. We understand that life isn't just the physical things we can see, touch, and feel, and experience. That is ignorance. We know that life is multi-layered and intertwined. Knowledge opens the eye and connects us to reality beyond the physical plane, which limits spiritual growth. When we look beyond what others tell us is true and begin to think for ourselves, the ignorance of others becomes evident. We analyze and readjust our beliefs in light of our own judgment. This opens up our minds to deeper things. We go beyond the limited views of others. So we can both actually see physically through Gray given means and understand beyond simple physical reality because of contact with the Gray through both physical contact and telepathic means. We can truly open the eyes of the blind. We can also unstop the ears of the deaf with tubes. We fix defects that multiply sound with hearing aids. We amplify sound to allow for the deaf to hear. We can physically fix or enhance our hearing. And on a deeper level, we who use drugs, especially marijuana, can hear telepathically. Our inner telepathic ear is unstopped. The seal is broken. The veil lifted, and psychic abilities are turned on. We activate our latent Gray genes and create neural pathways that open up the stopped inner ear, your telepathic ear. And this opens up so much more. 35:6. Then shall the lame man leap as an hart, and the tongue of the deaf sing. For in the wilderness shall waters break out, and streams in the desert. The activation of our telepathic genes gives us superhuman strength and the ability to heal not only ourselves but others. Our ability to access the quantum field allows us to bypass cause and effect and alter outcomes. We can do all manner of amazing feats. We activate what was once the true power of the priests of old, telepathic quantum entanglement, and the force of our will dictates outcomes, not set down patterns of cause and effect. Our active choosing of outcomes reinstitutes the ancient priesthood. This unstopping of the psychic, or quantum ear, by drug use creates the gray priest. The priesthood has powers that go beyond simply healing the body. It's not just making uh, limbs for the lost body part. It's regrowing the body part, altering DNA, activating dormant genes. These are quantum possibilities that can be actualized by using latent gray abilities. And it goes beyond healing. When we combine our energy and merge our will, quantum practitioners can affect reality. What isn't possible for a single priest is easily achieved by a group of telepaths that have merged their energies and minds. A single priest can heal. A group can do almost anything. So, to predict that waters will break out in the wilderness and streams in the desert becomes a double possibility. A circle of priests can call forth the waters underground and force it to the surface using their combined electromagnetic energy. They can use their combined strength to manipulate the magnetic quality of water to raise it. Our magnetic will attracts the water's inert magnetism. It draws it to us. Thus, waters break forth. Which brings us to our next passage, which is Daniel 4:2-3. It becomes Zion 8 and 9. I thought it good to show the signs and wonders that the high God hath wrought towards me. How great are his signs, and how mighty are his wonders. His kingdom is everlasting kingdom, and his dominion is from generation to generation. I thought it good to show the signs and wonders that the high God hath wrought towards me. And this entire book is my testament to the signs and wonders that I have discovered on high, and all of it by the hands of those that answered in the name of the Most High God of Israel, the God I prayed to, the God that answered, the God in whose name I write this book. You see, I didn't truly understand until fairly recently that other people didn't experience God. My prayers are always answered. I never have to hope. I pray and I get an answer. Sometimes total strangers will walk up to me and give me the answer I seek. My God is real. I didn't know that others didn't have the same experience of God as I. But now I understand that my knowledge of God is unique. Other people believe in a God that they have no proof of. My entire life is proof of God. I conduct my entire life according to the things that I have learned through experience. My interactions with the Gray made my life with God unique on earth. And there I'm going to stop for today. So may the Gray watch over you, guide you, protect you, keep you from all harm, and teach you right from wrong. May you be worthy of them. May your thoughts, words, and deeds reflect truth, good, and light, the unicorn way. Find your joy and pursue it, and make that your guild choice when we get to Camp Zion. Hopefully soon. If you use drugs, stay happy and high. You have every right and reason to. Believe me, I know. I wrote 2 books about it. My name is Zion. I love you way too much to ever say goodbye. So I'm going to say later now.